coming in hot here with some questions for you, my darling Tenno. Are you new-ish to Warframe? Is your head spinning with all of the FOMO and the urge to collect everything you've encountered, even though you have no idea what you even need it for yet, but you may have a sneaking suspicion that you're about to crash head on into a section of the game unexpectedly and need 12,000 Ujima flips that you bypassed earlier because you were trying to grind out affinity with market weapons and then realised you needed a whole other set of components before you can build this one weapon that once built you're not even sure whether it's potato or former because that stuff feels hard to get at this point. And although you seem to be killing stuff okay now, you have a sneaky feeling that at some point it will be like tickling them with a feather. But when you actually learn how to check the squad kill count, you find you were just tickling them with a feather the whole time anyway. And you so dearly want to be a space ninja kick-ass murder machine.
For generations you've slept. No purpose. No call to wake you. Wake up, Tenno. Wake up.
And wake up we do, straight into this intense world of Warframe. And I know I asked you a lot of questions just then, but that's okay because it's Warframe and we have a lot of questions. And even though the missions are fast-paced and even though DE have tried to make navigating the star chart more streamlined, it is still, to this day, a game that should be savoured. Each milestone, a small victory that was hard but achievable, that Tenno before you have traversed and are traversing right now alongside you, and that is why you'll always find yourself surrounded by fellow gamers who are genuinely pleased for you that you got through that quest and didn't quit the game. Now I am the Coffee Barbarian and I'm going to go over a few pointers, like refocus your minds, that may actually really be swimming against the never-ending, suffocating, mildly insufferable meta current. But I collaborated with the Warframe community that reside in my Discord and kept getting the same kind of feedback over and over again, and we're going to take a look at that feedback and what that might mean for new players heading into the world of Warframe in its current state of the game. I should add that whether you are new to Warframe or a seasoned veteran, it matters not to me. You are all welcome here. Now, be a good Tenno, yes, and like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. Now, by swimming against the current, I just mean generally in our day-to-day life, there is this endless drive in all things that we encounter to hustle, to hurry, to not miss out. See also FOMO, to rush, to zoom, to positively time travel into the future, otherwise you are a failure and not a good gamer. Like, what, it took 6 months for you to get to MR15. What have you been doing? Insert smug higher mastery wanker laughter here. Now, I'm truly not dissing the hustlers, the zoomers, the people in a hurry. So if you are here and you've zoomed, this is not designed to upset you. But I am here for those of you who aren't the modding whiz kids like myself, who don't yet understand how to build things or make them super effective, and probably don't really want to have to go and get a master's in mathematical quantum theory to be able to work out what the mod order is doing and what mods they should be hustling to get, because heaven forbid a gamer just uses the tools they have to hand in that moment and plays to their strengths. And now, as I mentioned, DE have strived to make early game content a lot easier to navigate for new players. They even gave us the Duviri paradox, which bypasses the need in many instances to grind out the same mission nodes over and over for an RNG chance of a specific Warframe blueprint dropping. However, while doing it the old-fashioned way, one could argue we were picking up some useful resources along the way from across the star chart. But no matter, getting those frames under your belt early can be very beneficial. And I believe this year they also adjusted the junctions slightly, and if you're a new player, pay attention to the junction prerequisites. They aren't just a tick list there to give you something to do. No, they are designed to try to guide your brain towards the idea that you can equip new weapons, visit the codex to initiate the next quest if you're a bit lost, build things in your foundry, complete a certain boss fight, etc., and so on and so forth. They are gently, piece by piece, trying to guide you across this massive game and all of the areas therein. And there are so many areas of the game that it's worth just taking your time and plodding through the nodes and repeating a few of them to pick up the things that you might need a little bit later on. Warframe, it's kind of like the tree of life, with branches growing off in all directions, and no matter which direction you take, you'll find someone hanging on to one of those branches with you, possibly also scratching their head and wondering what to do next. It is very much like spinning plates, it is, but those plates aren't going anywhere, and if they do fall off and smash on the ground, what do? No matter, you can just start again and possibly ask for someone to help, for grinding is often less irksome with some help, and one day it will be you happily carrying a new player and getting that warm glow of knowing that you're doing a good thing. So if you are new, does this all sound kind of familiar? If so, I want you to take a deep breath, exhale and look around. Truly take a wander around your orbiter. It may not be your home for the entirety of your stay in the game, but there are things to unlock and learn in that space. Head to the open worlds like, the Plains of Eidolon, maybe Orb Valis, and then maybe the Cambion Drift once you've unlocked them. Go solo if you can. Have a wander at your own pace. Smash some shit up, explore, investigate, maybe do a bounty before you leave, and then trade some of the stuff that you got from wandering around and smashing shit up for standing, and work on those daily standing caps so you can get to ranking up and unlocking more good stuff from the syndicates. The daily caps, as frustrating as they may be, are like many things in the game. They are kind of designed to slow you down a little bit. For if you plough through the game too quickly and you plough into Steel Path before you've even got to chill at the Necrolisk, get yourself some better mods and guns, a necromech, some blueprints to build other things, and learn a little about damage types, abilities and weapon synergies, and unlock that sweet moist helmet, you'll start to find yourself in a less fun place. You won't be killing things. You may start to feel a bit lost and underpowered and wonder which quest to do next, all while psyching yourself up for that new war test and the mastery tests that sometimes feel like exams you didn't actually revise for. So before I give you some advice from your fellow Tenno to wrap up this video, I do highly recommend going to the Warframe website and setting yourself up an account. It'll sync with your in-game information and they'll know who you are. And although you can look in the codex in the game on which quests to do next, this one really does put it into order for you, and it also gives you hints and tips, as you can see, preparation ideas, and basically they're trying to say, look, work on a few things in the game before you start these quests. I know it's very tempting to get into the quests and blaze through them, but very much like that FOMO thing, you don't need to rush. It's not going anywhere. You're not really being held back too much. Yes, it opens up Archons, but you can't do the Archon missions unless you've got some better modded weapons to take them on and you don't die every 12 seconds. So it is worth taking a little bit of time just to work on your mods, work on your necromech, work on your railjack if you can. They have discussed giving better loaners for these quests so as not to hold people back that are new to the game. But my advice, if you're struggling and you're not sure, ask advice, ask for help. Come to my Discord, the link is on my channel, and you will always find a friendly, happy to help ear in there somewhere. There's a lot of Warframers and gamers in all different areas of the game, and some of us know more about some areas in the game and others are just very knowledgeable and very helpful, and they will also carry you if you require some better mods. They might even give you some because they're very kind there. And as I mentioned, what better advice than from your fellow Tenno, and we're about to hear from them. Now, they are going through the same thing as you are at this exact same moment. So let's be clear here. I'm not here to give you a magic formula that makes you an MR 527 and splooging red crits everywhere before dusk. No, we're keeping it real here, okay? I'm merely here to reassure you that whatever track you are on in the game, it's okay. You aren't actually lost. You aren't stuck. You just didn't get to the next thing yet, that's all, but you will. Now, to sum up, let's hear from my Warframe community in my Discord. They told me what they wished someone had told them when they started, and here is their advice for you, for what it's worth. Our beloved Seawolf XUK says, have fun, first and foremost. Meta is a suggestion, not a rule. By meta, we mean like all the highly powered stuff in the game. There's stuff that isn't meta that is still amazing and also has a place in the game. You don't need to speedrun every part of the game. Slow down a little. It's okay. When you start, try to avoid spending that 50 plat that you start with on cosmetics. You're going to need it for things like potatoes, the Orokin reactors, and slots for your weapons and warframes that you're building. And we have Dad Monsieur, who is newer to Warframe, but he's already up to MR17. He says, 1. Get into the story. It's really nice. It unlocks great content that would be important down the line. 2. Don't worry about Steel Path and the star chart. Just take it at your own pace and understand the game, its definitions and its mechanics a little better. 3. Find a frame and a weapon that you like and put some love and investment into it. Other stuff may be OP, but it's about your playstyle and comfort and finding your way. 4. Do not always take the advice of others and bother with keeping your foundry ultra busy with everything. That can come later. For now, just craft what you feel like using because it can easily distract you from enjoying the game. But biggest advice is keep the formers crafting once you're getting them from doing Void Relic missions. They have important uses later. 5. Mod hell. Important stuff to understand, yes, but don't let it rule how you play your game. There's a variety of ways to mod and even more ways to play. Ask for advice when you're not sure and don't feel pressurized to follow guides online down to the absolute letter. You're playing to have fun, not antagonize yourself over getting the absolute perfect builds. Just have your fun and the mods will come sooner or later by themselves, and so will your knowledge of them. 6. Most importantly, have fun, and if you need help, don't be shy to ask for it. There's a great community and a whole bunch of nice players that will be extra happy to help if you reach out. And Strange Child says, I feel like a point that's well worth emphasizing, especially in light of how many videos are focused on late game and min-maxed builds. He sees players at lower MR without a whole lot of playtime thinking they absolutely must have a certain assortment of primed mods, late game mods, arbitricians mods, and a whole slew of arcanes in order to be viable in the game, with no appreciation for how great a resource investment in credits and endo all that stuff represents. How much time, how much of this requires actual gameplay. There's a lot of emphasis on acquisition of all of the toys and not enough on leaning into what's available to you at your point in the game and making the most of it, learning all the various mission types that are within your reach at your kit level, gathering your resources against the day when those big expensive mods are going to demand it, and having fun in the process. Early game is fun. It's not all about vanquishing Steel Path. And Heretic says he thinks the biggest thing is how much content there is to learn, and then every frame is a new learning curve which leans into its own unique playstyle which you may or may not like, especially when you get into that middle bit of the game where you have glyphs and archon adapters and then shards, and then modding in general can be so confusing at first because bigger base numbers are not always the better way of modding, and it's not always useful if you're not a number cruncher, which I personally am not. And Ahmedak says players shouldn't be scared to do whatever they want in the early stages of the game. There's no need to instantly look for meta weapons or meta frames and companions when you're a mastery rank 5. Just do whatever you think looks cool and feels fun until you reach around mastery 12 to 13 maybe. Also, every frame in this game works and can work even in Steel Path one way or another. So don't let websites that tell you how to mod tell you your favourite frame is an F tier and you're an awful person for liking that frame or that build. Just keep going with the things that you enjoy. So there you go, there's some wise words from my Discordians. There were many more, and feel free, like I said, to come and join the Discord. There's a lot of Warframers in there, but we're all gamers playing all sorts of different games. But there is a Warframe video wishlist channel now where my viewers, my Discordians, can go and talk about things they'd like to see me make. And I may do more in-depth new player guide videos, but I don't want to be the person that tells you which order to do the quests, which weapons to get, and which frames to use, because that is actually your own personal journey. You might be a melee player, you might be a primary weapon player, you might just like using your abilities, you might be really fast, you might enjoy standing still and popping abilities. There's a vast array of options in this game, and it's just worth pacing yourself, going through it, and like my Discordians have mentioned, focusing in on the things that you're enjoying. And if you're stuck, go and talk to somebody, come and talk to us, and we'll help you out. And often just having a little gaming session with other people will kind of refresh you, refocus you, and you'll be like, oh yeah, now I should have done this, because the general chit chat will remind you of something. I often get this. I'm an LR3 and I'm still learning stuff from my Discord fam. So there you go, Tenno, little pep talk there for you. And if you are an experienced player and you've watched this and sighed, please leave a comment and tell new players what they maybe should focus on. Be kind in your comments, don't be dictatorial. This game is massive, it's vast, and yes, you have to complete certain quests, we all do, but there are so many different things that you can focus on that hopefully you won't ever get bored. And it is a beautiful game, and the devs are still working on improvements and new things are coming. They're doing a whole quest on modding and introducing us into Teshin's lore with us a little bit. So lots of things to look forward to, my darlings. More videos incoming. And again, if you have any ideas of what you'd like to see in a video, leave me a comment on this video or any of my videos, or come to the Discord and let me know. In the meantime, shout out to my Discord fam, shout out to my YouTube subscribers. You're all freaking awesome. Love you to pieces. You are my darling Tennos. And we have loads of chitty chats over there, and it's just really lovely. So come and join. In the meantime, thank you so much for joining me. I really do hope to see you again in the next one, no matter what it may be. But in the meantime, keep on trucking, keep on tennoing, and goodbye.